Alright, so I bought this part from Fleece. It's like a $50-some part for the HE351. It deletes the Wastegate solenoid. And whereas this one's different, this one still allows the boost reference, where usually there's like a nub here and a third O-ring. This was the only one I found that lets you keep the boost reference to the Wastegate. So we're going to install this in place of the factory electronic one. And yeah, this was unnecessary and I felt like I needed to spend money on it. You guys can see down in there, this guy here, the electronic. I've actually I was looking up videos and there is not a single one on how to replace this. You guys can see right there, there's a hole in the center. This is electronically actuated. So there's 3 O-rings. But, see, the ones that they make have another nub that comes down just like this one here. And it deletes the wastegate line right there. Well, I want to keep that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to install that just like that. And that's how easy it is. So just got to get a wrench on that and tighten it up. Then we'll remove the silencer ring right there. Alright, here's the ring you need to get out. So that sits down in there like that. Pull that out. And then this sits in that little groove down there. I put a screwdriver, pried it out, and then stuck a pick behind it. So now we have that. Very, very, very little shaft play at all. Feels about as good as a brand new one.
Alright, so we got all that installed yesterday, just stuff I decided to order because why not? And I forgot about the silencer ring, so that's going to be kind of cool getting rid of that. So I need to go get 2 orifice tubes, one for my truck, one for a truck in the shop. We're going to be putting AC in 2 different vehicles today, and that's pretty much going to be that. So for the guys wondering, yes, we're still waiting on a lot of stuff to come through between the company and getting my trailer and all that. So in the meantime, just working on my stuff because it's something I enjoy doing and it makes content and it pays the bills. So with that being said, let's go get these parts and then we are gonna hit into the shop today and we'll go from there. All right guys, so before I hold you guys in suspense and keep you waiting too much longer and we get to the rest of the video, I do want to let you guys know that this will, more than likely, this is gonna be my last daily vlog. The reason I'm saying that and the reason that we're going to be going a different route here from this point out, I'm no longer going to be posting daily videos. If you guys don't know, I've been living off of YouTube's income for the last year. I think April of last year was when this all started and I started being able to live off of it. Yes, at a low subscriber amount. It was making good money. The most I made in a month was about $4,000 and I was letting the hotshotting and the mechanic stuff do its own thing. It was, you know, that stuff would fund itself and then YouTube would physically pay me and I'd pay the bills with the YouTube income and just keep rolling. So that's ultimately why I work on my black truck a lot. There's a lot of things that it really doesn't need. And I think moving forward, now that I'm going ahead and getting my authority next month and going and starting up a company and getting my business license and all that, it's time we make the transition and kind of take it a little bit more seriously as opposed to just posting daily vlogs. So I kind of want to go through, have a one-on-one with you guys and just say, look, this is the last daily vlog I'm going to do. Still going to be posting on YouTube, but not as much. You know, if you get a video out every 3 days or whatnot. But I want to focus, now the truck is better than ever. We're saving a shitload of money on fuel, saving a shitload of money on parts, and I got my capital built back up. And it's just time to go ahead and start doing other things. So, I'm still going ahead with the authority. We're still going ahead with the mechanic stuff. If you guys have stuff that you want me to film, that anything mechanic-wise, I'm going to start doing that. But I'm going to start putting things into one video as opposed to forcing myself to daily post. Yes, it's going to suck losing the income of daily posting, but I think ultimately in the long run it's going to be better and I will rely less on YouTube's income and I'll rely more on my trucking and my mechanic income. So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll go from there. So hope this doesn't upset too many people. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be pretty happy about it. Me myself, I'm just happy that I don't have to worry about it as much anymore. I'm always forcing myself to get out there and post daily videos, and that's ultimately where my income was coming. But now I can start focusing on going and getting more jobs and bringing money in that way, which will also help the income go up a ton. Because YouTube's money, let's be honest, it's good money, but it's not over the top money where I'm gonna ultimately go forward and make millions and millions of dollars. So the plan is to keep investing correctly, get the trucking up, get the mechanic business going, and those are the three things that I'm ultimately going with, is the mechanic stuff, the trucking stuff, and the crypto. Those are my three main investments, and those three together work together. And ultimately, I think I can accomplish my goal that way. So we're gonna keep going. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get to the rest of the video. We're doing AC today, and then this is the last day that I'm gonna be working on the truck on camera. So for you guys that have enjoyed the truck videos, hope you enjoy one last video. Let's get into it.
So it turns out there was actually nothing wrong with the AC. Everything was working perfectly fine until I undid this one to, you know, just because I was going to replace the lines and then realized there's no point. So I had to replace the O-ring now because I screwed it up. But this guy here has always had like a minor little green spot. So that's what I'm working on today. I'm just going to replace the O-rings inside of here and call it a day. And then we'll recharge the AC, hook it all back up, and we're good. That does not fit in there. Alright, I'm going to go through and just replace the 3 O-rings because, well, this wasn't fully seated, so we're going to throw some lube in there and shit and re-O-ring them and call it a day. So you guys can see how there's a spring in there. Okay, that's what holds the line in. So that one has no spring because I took it out. Now if I go over to the truck, where the, see, it wasn't a big issue, but it was leaking ever so slightly. Like, it was so small, it bothered me. Perfectionist. So, you guys will see, I replaced the O-rings, but if you look up in there, which I'm not sure what you'll be able to see, but there's no spring. So, I'm gonna take this spring, I'm gonna put some oil on it, throw it up in there, and then we're good. I was wondering always, because like this line, it was always like always kind of hanging down a little bit and not fully seated, and it leaked ever so slightly. So even though I still had AC, I don't like it. Alright, she's in, not going anywhere. Cool. And it snapped into place, which is good. It can spin, but it can't pull back out. Alright, so we're thinking that right there might have been why the compressor never kicked on before, until I had to like put a switch in and everything. So I'm hoping that this all works, but we should have cold AC after this. Getting that vacuum down. Well, there she is. It's holding vacuum about negative, what's that, negative 29. So holding vacuum, hopefully all good. We'll let that go for a little while and make sure. Alright, let's see what this thing weighs, because we do have a full tank right now. Minus a couple gallons, but I am genuinely curious on what a 3/4 ton with big bumpers, big fuel tank, and a couple other things. I'm curious on what this thing does weigh, because everybody's been asking, and I don't know what. Got the weights back. Rear axle was 4,100 pounds, and the truck weighs 9020, which I'm fairly surprised. Because when I weighed it before without the bumpers and without the tank, like this thing was pretty damn heavy. So now it weighs 9020, which is very light, I think. Because, like I was saying, this tank's full of oil. I don't know if oil is lighter than diesel. I'll have to look into that. But it's actually not that heavy. I'm impressed. I was thinking we were going to be right around 9,500. Now, I want to answer the question for the guys that were wondering. You know, I do a lot of work to this thing, and mainly everything that I do to it's cheap, and the fact that YouTube was able to pay me back. So like things like today, me finalizing the last video of our daily uploads, this will be it. Like, I am super good at finding things cheap, like this Tippum. I just put a Tippum in to try and see if that's why the AC is not working, but I put Freon in it. I got all that stuff for free. I got this for free. Like, everything is dirt cheap. Like when we did the headache rack, that was $100. Now I did spend a pretty penny on this, but that's because that's going to save me a shitload of money in the long run. Diesel in Pennsylvania has just crossed a new high. I just saw it for $5.99 at the Sunoco up the street, which is absolutely ridiculous. So down the road, this is going to save me a shitload of money. I've got about 200 gallons sitting right now, but I'm gonna see if the compressor kicks on for the AC, and we'll go from there. But my scale ticket right here, you guys will see 90/20, steer axle is 49/20, and then the drive axle is 4100. So that's pretty good. 9,020 pounds. I can deal with that. Now let's see if we have AC. So I just put the Tipum from the 2005 that I had in here, and the AC still does not work. So I guess we'll just have to go and why are you not? There we go. So I guess I'm just gonna have to go and install the wiring that I did before and basically short that relay there. So gotta figure out what all these relays are and make sure they're all in the right spot, but we have no AC.